Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Botmentality here. I want to bring you a really quick update since I haven't made a video in a little while, and I know I've receiving a lot of tweets and direct messages there on Discord asking me where I've been. I kind of want to talk a little bit about what's been going on here, guys. And then also at the same time, I want to give you an update on where my focus has been and the market sentiment, and if the money can still be made here in this market, as I've receiving a lot of messages about that on Twitter, and what to do in this sort of situation when you're seeing nothing but these consistent dumps and low liquidity, and what's been my strategy and what's been my focus in this market. So we'll jump into all that real quick, guys, and I can update you a little bit about what's going on. So first, one of the questions I received is, Bot, where have you been, man? And so I assure you, I have still been around, guys. I've been mainly focused here on my private Discord and my newsletters. And so essentially, with that, a day in, day out, I'll actually go through and I will create a daily newsletter that I will send out to my community. That'll just include all of my technical analysis, my outlook for that day, any trades that I'm looking to make, and kind of how I'm feeling about the market during that time. And I send those day in and day out, and I update a picture on my Twitter, just kind of letting you guys know this is what I've been doing. So day in, day out, I'll go through and I'll post a newsletter that'll essentially just include, some charts, my thoughts on the price action we've been seeing, and how I'm looking to trade that in the future. I'll give any updates on what I think about different, the overall market cap or any significant news I find for that day. So it's a day-to-day analysis newsletter. And if you want any more information on that, it's on my Patreon. But pretty much, yeah, this is basically what it is, guys. I'll go through, I'll just talk about what I think is significant on the charts, what I plan to do in the future, and I'll talk about the market sentiment, which is a big deal for me, guys. A huge deal for me. I always talk about the market sentiment because if you know where traders are focused, then you know where your focus should be, right? Which usually tends to be either the opposite, taking the opposite position, or looking for a different sort of niche to capitalize on. So that's kind of exactly what I've been doing. And as you can see here, yeah, again, day in and day out, I've been sending these newsletters, guys. So that's one thing I have been doing. I have been focused on technical analysis, not just on sending those out, but also on my focus and developing my strategy during this time. So coming to the market every single day and putting in a couple hours of charting and actually evaluating what's been going on really does help you to adjust your strategy and seeing what's not working and being able to figure out what is working. So this sort of consistency here, guys, of you going out in the market every single day and charting, it does pay off even in the market we've been seeing right now. So what has been the market we've been seeing right now? If we jump over here to Bitcoin, you guys know, I'll go over here to the 4 hour. Pretty much, guys, it has been a bloodbath. Ever since we rejected the 10,000 level again, up in this area right here, it has been pretty much a bloodbath. Ever since up in here, we've been seeing nothing but downtrending. A lot of traders have been talking about this sort of stair-step action we've been seeing like this, just on the way down, right? And yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough. Every time we think, okay, we've finally seen a bottom, we'll trend for a little bit, we'll break that, give the bulls some confidence, we'll trend for a little bit, and we'll break that. And it's been demoralizing, I think, for hodlers as a whole, especially for traders. There has been a lot of opportunity in the volatility, as long as you're willing to put in the extra work and make the extra adjustments to your trading size and your strategy. So, how to trade this market and what to understand. Big picture, we have a long way to go. So I always talk about bagged longs in my videos. The people who have in my newsletters as well. The people who've bought in this area, right? All the people who've bought here have been holding or underwater right now. And we're talking months of opportunities to buy, months of accumulation, months of people to get in and get trapped, right? So what's happening now is all those people that bought during those time frames are looking to unload their coins up into these resistance levels. So every time we make any significant ground, if it's not met on significant volume, or bullish accumulation, where we're seeing interest in Bitcoin increase, we're being met, with those resistance levels, which can be supported by the technical analysis, right? So if you go plot your lines, on the chart right here, they're going to line up with those levels where people have accumulated and now they're looking to get out at break even or a small loss. So every single time we've started to gain ground on that bottom end, we've been curling over and dumping. So, right here has been one. Right here, we curled and dumped. We're debating if we're going to form one here. We'll just wait and see. We'll let the price action prove itself. Right here, same deal, guys. And this has been repeating over and over and over and over again. And one of the things traders have been, largely focused on was that 5,800 level. And we did see a slight break of that a few days ago, and then a quick recovery, right? and without any, significant, crazy, significant bullish volume down here. So what's been going on in the market right now? So as far as the emotions for traders, we've seen fear, we've seen nervousness, we've seen skittishness. As soon as we make any ground, we see a dump. There's no follow through right now. We're still pending some higher lows on the daily, but that's what's been going on right now. The only thing that's been fueling these moves, guys, and I want you to make sure that you don't want to get it twisted here. Okay, so all of this that we've been seeing, you see these huge green rips right here, all of that. This has just been purely short covers. That's all it is. There's different lists you can check. Like I know BitMEX Rect on Twitter. They talk a lot about the BitMEX margin calls and liquidations. They talk about this, and they show how many millions and millions of shorts or millions and millions of dollars of short Bitcoin has been covered, where they bought to cover their position into these spikes right here. Right. That's all this is. This isn't, something crazy like some bullish news causing people to rush to buy the market. No, this is shorts getting squeezed after they've made a crap ton of money buying into this area, right? Or shorting into this area, and they're buying to cover their positions. So what's been happening is we've been seeing the price pull back, right? A couple people buying, some shorts covering their positions, and then as we see a technical break of a prior resistance level, we're seeing a rush of shorts to cover their position, right? We're seeing a rush of shorts, like in this scenario. We're seeing a rush of shorts to cover their positions, and then we get this huge green candle. What happens after the shorts cover? Who's buying Bitcoin? Nobody. So we see this consolidation, right? We might see an attempt to poke over that, but again, we have those bagged longs that sells the price back down, pushes us back down. If we pull back for more consolidation, then we see a dump as the people who bought or who got in, long are looking to get out, kind of panic and realize we're not going to go to the top, and then we dump back down to lows. So every time, this is just a pattern. It repeats itself, every couple days. It repeats itself. We jump down to new lows. We see the consolidation. Eventually, the long decide they've had enough. Here we had a little bit of a spike of news. We see an increase. Shorts cover their positions. No one wants to chase it because no one wants to buy, and everybody wants to get out from the longs, the people who got trapped in the prior price action. And then we dump back to new lows, right? This is just, it's like clockwork every single time. So how do you make money in this market? Have I been making money trading this? Yes. In my Discord, we've talked a lot about this. We analyze this essentially 24 hours a day. We got guys in the UK. We got guys in the Philippines. We got guys in the United States. We got people in here from all over the world watching the market 24/7. So, in the chat room, we've talked a lot about how to trade this and what to look out for. On the channel, I've talked about these stuffs and this level. But pretty much how you want to look at this price action is you want to look at it as sort of consolidation zones, which is what I do. So would be the best time frame to demonstrate this. So let's say, for example, in this most recent consolidation right here, right? So if you look at it like this, you plot your high. Let's just say the high is just the $6,435, and you put the low down at, we'll just say right here at 6,300. So if you're trading inside the zone, it's going to be very difficult because of the fact that we have such a tight range. We're seeing consistent stuffs into that upper trend line at the 6,435, and we're seeing multiple bounces, off of the lower trend line. Now this consolidation is a little bit short, but if we went back into sort of maybe like this one right here, you'll see it's a lot longer. This one right here, it's all the same thing pretty much. But what happens is, you can do one or two things, which you can look to either short pops above the resistance. So you see this initial pop, you see this stuff, and you say, guess what? We're going to have resistance at the 6,435. So you wait for the next attempt to either short into this and cover up on a scalp, or short into this and cover up in a scalp, or short into this and cover up in a scalp. See how there are three opportunities in order to take a quick profit on that on a scalp trade if you had your orders set, right? On the short side. On the long side, you see this initial bounce here, this initial pullback down here. You say, okay, that's the pivot low I'm going to look to scoop into and just sell for a couple points. So you could have done that here. You could have done that on these scoops back here, and et cetera. And it looks like we'll see whether we turn back around and head down or head up for more consolidation here. But you can trade the channel like that. What does this mean? This means you got to sit and you got to watch the level 2. You got to sit there. You got to watch the volume. You got to see, are we uptrending? What's going on down here? What's the RSI at? Did we touch the 30? Are we heading up to touch the 60? Where are we at on the RSI? So you got to sit here and essentially watch the chart for hours at a time, which is very boring and not as rewarding and a lot more difficult, especially if you're a new trader. So what have I been doing instead of this? Because I haven't been able to watch the market much. I have been extremely busy lately, guys. if you don't know, that I've talked about this in the chat room, but essentially, outside of real estate, or excuse me, outside of trading, I do a lot of business in real estate. And so I've had specific deadlines I need to meet as of recently, and I have been working extremely hard to get those knocked out. So I'll be able to turn more focus into just, putting out videos and doing more of the fun stuff, right? But I still have been trading, essentially week in, week out. But outside of this trading this chop, which is very hard to do, guys, what do? You look for a bigger range, right? You're looking for more overbought or oversold conditions to take advantage of. So, for example, if you back out here to the 4 hour, every time you see a dip, if you see a significant dip below the 30 on the 4 hour RSI, you could look to scoop that right here, or you see a pullback here to the 30, look to scoop that right there. You're looking for that huge extreme, that extreme range compared to prior price action. Even if you're on the 15 minute, right? If you're on the 15 minute and you're looking for some heavy pullbacks, you can look to trade these wicks. These are the wicks that I set orders for these in the consolidation periods. I bought this down here on EOS, ended up selling it up here. I trade a lot of sympathy plays, which I've talked about that. I'm pretty sure I've talked about that multiple times here on the channel, but I talk about it all the time in chat. You look for the consolidation ranges right here, right where we curl. You look under that, set an order under that to catch a wick. You can buy this. You're looking to trade the outside ranges, right? Or you're looking for a pop into the 6,400 prior resistance level, right? So you're looking for a pop into that. You short into that after you saw that rip. So you're looking for the either overextended moves to the upside to short, or the overextended downside moves to buy to long on whatever time frame you're looking at, and that all depends. For me, I'm usually focused on the hourly as of right now. Sometimes it might even be the 15 minute. If I get an hour or two to sit at the computer and I'm working on either a newsletter or doing some charting, or doing some other work on the computer, I can sit here and watch level 2 and scalp this consolidation here. I feel pretty comfortable with that. And it's funny because I made a trade the other day, and one of the guys in chat, Monk, he actually brought up the fact, he was like, "Do you just sit here and watch this? Like, how do you get those entries? How are you able to buy at that micro support level?" I was like, "Yeah, you literally sit here and you watch the level 2 and you stay focused on it. It's boring, but it pays, guys. It does pay." So this video is going on 12 minutes now. Of course, I always go do a little bit more than initially anticipated, but. In summary, can you still make money in this market? Yes, absolutely. You just need to identify which coin is the most volatile, which coin is having the most bullish strength. Right now, it's on Ethereum. If you look on the hourly, we've seen a higher low here compared. If you look on Bitcoin, we saw a lower low. Look on Litecoin, we saw a lower low. Look on a Bitcoin Cash, saw a lower low. Look on EOS, saw, well, technically a lower low, but we've been holding a lot better. Look on Tron, we saw actually a little bit of a higher low here, but who wants to trade Tron, right? So that's kind of what you look at. You look at the most bullish sympathy play and look to capitalize on that. You find your range, you trade for the overextended moves, and you profit. Now, it's a lot harder than that. That's a very simplified version, but that has been my focus in chat, and it's been working well in this situation, without having to sit here and buy and hold for, say, I'm just going to buy here and wait till we get back to 10K when, chances are we could go down and touch 4.7, we could touch 5, or we could touch 5.5 before heading back up towards make a lower high based off this 10,000 level, right? So it's like there are ways to mitigate your risk and to trade this price action. It just takes a lot of focus, and it takes some creativity, and it takes watching the price action. But I do plan, guys, on coming out with some more videos here in the future for you. I'm very, very, very close. I've been working very hard in order to wrap things up here on my end with other things I have to do, away from the screens. And then very soon I'll be able to jump back in here and focus on providing you some valuable content. My best advice for you right now is, if you don't feel comfortable trading this price action, don't. And that's all I can say. Just wait until we start to see some significant bullish follow through. And believe me, I'll definitely let you know when we see that, because the skillet's going to be getting hot. One of the things I say is, when the skillet's hot, start cooking. And so that's what we're going to do. And that's exactly what we're going to look for. So if you're not comfortable trading this, don't. If you are looking to learn, or you want to keep trading, but you haven't found consistency yet, downsize. Instead of trading with 1,000, trade with 100, right? Drop your size significantly and get out there and have some fun, and focus on documenting what you do and learning from that. So that's really all I got now for you guys. I really hope, I did not plan on this video being almost 15 minutes long. I really hope I helped you. I just really wanted to get something out here as I've been receiving a lot of those, direct messages, people just asking where I've been at. I felt really bad, but guys, I've been focused on providing value to my chat room, sending out those newsletters, and just essentially trading on my own while I'm knocking some things out here off the screens. If you have any questions below, leave me a comment, shoot me a message on Twitter. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. If you have any questions about the Discord or the newsletter, or if you have any questions about what I can do to help you out. So that's really all I got, guys. Remember to stay focused, continue to control your emotions, continue to trade like a machine. Get out there and have some fun, guys. You have a good one. I'm out of here. Deuces.